All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Macron slap. You know, we're going to stick around and talk about that tonight in the report from Tiger Mountain. Get prepared for a few laughs. All right, we're going to talk about the Macron slap. Let's say right up the front, it's difficult to date your dad. This is like a guide, you know, this could be filed under, you know, it's difficult to date your father. You know, if anyone has tried out there, I'm sure they've found it to be difficult. You know what I mean? Because the rumour is, obviously, that Bridgette Macron is a man, not only a man, but possibly the father of Emmanuel Macron. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Wouldn't that be interesting? And that might explain why there's a bit of family tension. Maybe there's a bit of discipline going on there behind the scenes. You know, I'm sure they've got some very strange relationship that would be very appropriate at a P. Diddy party. But, you know, as the leader of the French nation, I'm not so sure. I mean, how the fuck did we even get Macron? I mean, Macron was clearly a solution brought in by the globalists to Marine Le Pen. Marine Le Pen, I'm a huge fan of. I was a huge fan of her father, Jean-Marie Le Pen. He was, an excellent fascist, you know, with connections right back to Vichy, ladies and gentlemen. You can't get any better than that, can you? Right back to Vichy. And, you know, he's founded the National Front and was, I was a fan of him in the 80s. You know, when I was just a teenager, I thought, this guy's great. I wasn't even really that right-wing then. I just liked Jean-Marie Le Pen. I just thought, this guy is cool. I had no idea he had kids or whatever. Anyway, but eventually Marine Le Pen began to take over, and there's another one, there's a granddaughter, I can't even remember her name, but you can look her up. She's involved in French politics. But of course, they're banning Marine Le Pen now, I mean, which is ridiculous, using lawfare. I don't know if that'll stop her, because she can always have people who lead her party, who she advises, or, she's the figurehead, even if they've got her in jail, but they've got other candidates they can run. So, Macron was brought in almost out of nowhere. In the last 15 years, he just suddenly appeared as the most popular candidate. Clearly, globalist media owns most of the media in France, and France is a key to the globalist plan, because the UK was suspicious of the economic union, and so obviously they left it under Brexit, even though, of course, under the traitor Keir Starmer, they want to get back in, and they want to probably rejoin the EU. But, France was key. Like, if France were to turn against the EU, well, it would collapse. Obviously, France and Germany are the two key countries of the EU, and the UK was a third, probably very prominent country that kind of opted out, you know what I mean, and was quite popularly opted out, but even though none of that's ever really come into actuality, because, when people vote for things that go against the globalist agenda, it just gets ignored, like the voice in this country. So what's going on? I mean, he was on a plane, and, there's the door opens, she sort of does this fucking thing on his face, like she was giving him a slap or giving him a push or shut up or a shove or, as someone pointed out, Ben Fordham on his show and Sam Newman's show, it would be, if he'd done that to her, he would have had to have resigned. If he was seen pushing his wife in the face or slapping her face or something, that'd be the end of him. You know what I mean? But obviously, when it's Bridgette Macron, it's the first lady of France, or the first man of France, or the first dad of France. Who knows? You know what I mean? First dad of France. Could be. You know what I mean? Look, I think the important lesson of this, if you're going to run and be the president of France, don't date your dad.
Make a photo, and after that you will be allowed to have a drink. Yeah. Super. Yeah.
Okay, and also on the heels of this, this is just after the CocaineGate, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, he's sitting there, you know what I mean? He's racking up the lines, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen. He's just racking up the lines, racking up there with Keir Starmer, who no doubt likes a bit of the booba, and of course the Vice Chancellor of Germany, who doesn't mind a line or two, I've heard. So they're all sitting there out the back, racking up the lines, banging them out. And, suddenly the media comes in and they've still got their Coke stash, So it's been not a good month for Emmanuel Macron, ladies and gentlemen. He's just been doing too much Coke and getting slapped around by his dad. So there it is. It's tons of laughs in French politics.